This is not just another lesson, and it is definitely not something you should hear and forget. This is the kind of understanding that quietly changes the direction of your life, not in one dramatic moment, but in the way you think, act, and show up every single day. Before going further, imagine yourself sitting down with a notebook and a pen, not because someone told you to, but because something inside you knows this matters. This is not entertainment. This is not motivation that fades after a few hours. This is about understanding the real difference between those who stay stuck and those who move forward with clarity. For a long time, many students believe that high achievers are somehow different. They assume that toppers are born smarter, that they have better brains, sharper memory, or some natural advantage that others don't have. This belief feels comfortable because it gives an easy excuse. If success belongs only to a special group, then there is no need to struggle. But this belief is also dangerous because it quietly limits what you think is possible for yourself. The truth is much simpler and at the same time, much more powerful. High achievers are not fundamentally different. They sit in the same classrooms, read the same books, and get the same 24 hours in a day. The real difference is not hidden in their intelligence. It is visible in their habits, their thinking patterns, and the way they approach even the smallest tasks. Once you begin to see this clearly, something shifts. Studying is no longer about effort alone. It becomes about direction. One of the most important differences begins with something very small, something that most students ignore. It is the way they start their study session. Many students sit down with a vague idea in their mind. They tell themselves they will study for a few hours or try to cover as much as possible. But this approach creates confusion before the work even begins. The mind does not know where to focus. It feels pressure without clarity. As a result, time is spent thinking, scrolling, or getting distracted instead of actually learning. Now, compare this with a student who takes a different approach. Instead of a vague intention, they decide on one small, clear target. Something simple and specific. Not study science, but understand this one concept and solve 5 related questions. This small shift changes everything. The brain feels less resistance because the task looks manageable. There is a clear starting point and a clear ending point. Action becomes easier. When the target is small and clear, something powerful begins to happen. You start faster, you stay focused longer, you finish what you started. And when you complete that small task, you feel a sense of progress. It may seem small, but that feeling matters. It creates momentum. One completed task gives you the energy to start another. Slowly, without pressure, a lot of work gets done. Most people underestimate how important this is. They think big goals create big results. But in reality, big goals often create delay because they feel heavy. Small goals create movement, and movement creates results. This is how real progress is built, not in one long, exhausting session, but in many short, focused bursts of clarity. There is another mistake that quietly damages learning, and it comes from a belief that more is always better. Many students think that using multiple books or following many teachers will improve their understanding. It feels logical. More explanations should mean more clarity. But the opposite often happens. When you constantly switch between sources, your mind begins to get mixed signals. One explanation says something in one way, another explains it differently. Instead of clarity, confusion grows. You start collecting information instead of understanding it. It feels like progress, but it is not deep learning. A focused learner does something very different. They choose one main source and stay with it. One book, one teacher, one approach. Instead of jumping around, they go deeper. They read slowly, they think carefully. They revisit the same concept until it becomes clear. This creates a strong foundation. Understanding does not come from quantity, it comes from depth. When you stay with one source and truly try to understand it, your mind begins to organize the information properly. Concepts become connected, memory becomes stronger, confidence begins to grow. Another critical difference appears in the way students handle memory. Many people believe that once they study a topic, the work is done. They move forward and rarely look back until exams are near. At that point, everything feels weak again. Concepts seem familiar but unclear. This creates frustration. But this is not a failure of intelligence. It is simply a misunderstanding of how memory works. The brain does not hold on to information just because you studied it once. It needs reinforcement. It needs to be reminded that something is important. This is where early revision becomes powerful. Instead of waiting for weeks, a focused student returns to the topic soon after studying it. Not to reread everything, but to quickly revisit the main ideas. This strengthens the memory before it fades. Think of it like drawing a line in sand. At first, it is visible, but over time, it begins to disappear. If you trace over it again, it becomes deeper. Each repetition strengthens it. This is exactly how learning works. The first time you study something, you understand it. The second time, you strengthen it. The third time, you stabilize it. And after that, it becomes part of your memory. This process may seem simple, but it makes a huge difference over time. Students who ignore this often feel like they are always starting from the beginning. They keep relearning the same things. This wastes time and drains confidence. But students who revise early build continuity, their knowledge stays alive. It does not disappear. There is also a deeper shift that happens when you take control of your learning process. Instead of depending only on books or lectures, you begin to create something of your own. This happens through writing. Many students avoid making notes because they think it is extra work. They imagine it means rewriting the entire chapter, but that is not the purpose. The purpose of notes is not to copy information, it is to process it. When you write something in your own words, your brain is forced to think. You have to decide what is important, what can be simplified, and what truly matters. This act of organizing information makes it easier to remember. Your notes become a reflection of your understanding. They are not perfect, and they do not need to be. They just need to make sense to you. Over time, they become a powerful tool. Instead of going back to heavy textbooks, you can revise quickly using your own simplified version. This saves time, reduces stress, and increases clarity. It also gives you confidence because you are no longer dependent on external sources. You are building your own system. There is also an important truth hidden in this process. Writing reveals what you do not understand. When you try to explain something in simple words and struggle, it means your understanding is incomplete. This is not a weakness, it is an opportunity. By identifying gaps early, you can fix them before they grow bigger. This is how real improvement happens, not by avoiding difficulty, but by facing it directly. Another powerful shift comes from learning how to prioritize. Not all topics are equal. Some concepts are more important, some carry more weight. Some form the foundation for everything else. But many students treat everything the same. They spend time randomly, often starting with what feels easy or comfortable. This leads to weak preparation because the most important areas are left until the end. A focused learner thinks differently. They ask a simple but powerful question: what matters most right now? This question changes everything. When you start with important topics, you use your best energy where it counts the most. Your understanding becomes stronger, your confidence increases, and the subject begins to feel more manageable. This is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. It is about using your time with intention. Finally, there is one habit that silently destroys progress more than anything else: delay. Not lack of ability, not lack of resources, but the habit of postponing action. Many students wait for the right mood, the right moment, or the right level of motivation, but this waiting becomes a pattern. Each delay trains the brain to avoid effort. Over time, even simple tasks begin to feel difficult. Starting becomes the hardest part. This creates a cycle where nothing gets done, not because it is impossible, but because it is delayed. A focused learner understands something very important. You do not need to feel ready to start. You need to start to feel ready. The beginning is always uncomfortable. The mind resists. It looks for distractions. But if you push through those first few minutes, something changes. Focus begins to build. The task becomes easier. Momentum takes over. This is the hidden power of action. It breaks resistance, it builds confidence, it creates progress. Every time you start on time, you strengthen discipline. Every time you delay, you weaken it. This may seem small, but over days and weeks, it becomes a defining difference. In the end, success is not built in one big moment. It is built in small decisions repeated daily. Choosing clarity over confusion, choosing depth over distraction, choosing action over delay. These choices may not feel dramatic, but they shape your future. Slowly, quietly, consistently. And one day, without realizing when it happened, you begin to see the change. Your thinking becomes sharper. Your study becomes more focused. Your confidence becomes stronger. Not because you became a different person overnight, but because you started doing small things differently every single day. Once you begin to understand these patterns, something subtle starts to change inside you. Studying is no longer just about completing chapters or passing exams. It becomes a process of building yourself. Every study session is no longer just about information. It becomes about discipline, clarity, and control over your own mind. And this is where the real transformation begins. There is a moment in every student's journey where they realize that results are not random. They are not decided in the exam hall. They are shaped long before that, in quiet moments when no one is watching. In the way you sit down to study when you don't feel like it. In the way you choose focus over distraction. In the way you return to a topic instead of leaving it unfinished. These small, invisible actions begin to define who you are becoming. At first, these habits may feel forced. You may not enjoy setting small targets. You may not feel like revising quickly. You may not want to make your own notes. You may still feel the urge to delay. This is normal. Change always feels uncomfortable in the beginning because your mind is used to the old patterns. But if you stay consistent, even when it feels difficult, something powerful begins to happen. The discomfort slowly fades, and discipline begins to feel natural. One of the most important shifts happens when you stop depending on motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel energetic, focused, and ready to work. Other days you feel tired, distracted, or uninterested. If your study depends on how you feel, your progress will always be unstable. But when you build discipline, your actions are no longer controlled by mood. You study because it is your time to study, not because you feel like it. This creates a different level of stability. Your study sessions become more regular, your progress becomes more predictable, and slowly, your confidence begins to grow, not from temporary feelings, but from consistent action. Another powerful change comes from the way you begin to handle difficulty. Earlier, when something felt hard, you may have avoided it. You may have skipped it, delayed it, or looked for easier alternatives. But now, you start to face it directly, not because it is comfortable, but because you understand its importance. Difficult topics are often the ones that matter the most. They challenge your thinking, they stretch your understanding, they force your brain to grow. When you face them with patience, something changes. What once felt confusing starts to become clear. What once felt impossible starts to feel manageable. This builds a different kind of confidence. Not the confidence that comes from easy success, but the confidence that comes from overcoming struggle. And this kind of confidence is strong. It stays with you. There is also a quiet satisfaction that begins to appear. Not the loud excitement of quick results, but a deeper sense of progress. You begin to notice that you are understanding things faster. You are remembering more. You are feeling less lost when you open a chapter. This is not luck. This is the result of consistent habits working together. Small targets are giving you direction. Focused study is giving you clarity. Revision is strengthening your memory. Notes are organizing your thinking. Priority is improving your efficiency. Discipline is removing delay. Together, they are building a system that supports your growth. At this stage, something else becomes clear. You no longer compare yourself to others in the same way. Earlier, you may have looked at toppers and felt they were far ahead. But now, you start to see the process behind their success. You begin to understand that what they have achieved is not out of reach. It is built through habits that you can also develop. This realization is powerful because it removes fear. Success is no longer something mysterious, it becomes something practical, something that can be built step by step. But there is still one important challenge that many students face, even after understanding all this: consistency over time. It is easy to follow a routine for a few days. It is easy to feel motivated after learning something new. But the real test is continuing when the excitement fades. There will be days when you feel tired, days when you feel like nothing is improving, days when distractions seem stronger than your focus. These days are not a sign of failure, they are part of the process. What matters is how you respond. If you stop completely, the cycle breaks. But if you continue, even with a small effort, the chain remains unbroken. This is why consistency does not mean perfection. It means continuity. Even one focused session on a difficult day is valuable. Even one small revision is progress. Even one completed target keeps the system alive. Over time, these small actions accumulate. They create momentum that becomes difficult to stop. Another important realization comes when you begin to respect your time more deeply. Earlier, time may have felt unlimited. You may have spent hours without clear purpose. But now, you start to see time as a resource, something that must be used carefully. You begin to plan your study sessions with more intention. You decide what you will do before you start. You avoid unnecessary distractions. You use your best hours for your most important work. This does not mean your life becomes rigid or stressful. It means it becomes more meaningful. When time is used wisely, stress reduces. You no longer feel the pressure of unfinished work. You no longer feel the panic of last-minute preparation. You feel more in control because you have been consistent. There is also a change in the way you experience exams. Earlier, exams may have felt like a threat, something to fear, something unpredictable. But now, they begin to feel different. Not easy, but familiar. Because you have revised regularly, the topics do not feel new. Because you have focused on important areas, you feel prepared. Because you have practiced actively, your recall becomes stronger. This does not remove all nervousness, but it reduces uncertainty. And when uncertainty reduces, performance improves. Another important shift happens in your mindset about mistakes. Earlier, mistakes may have felt discouraging. You may have seen them as proof that you are not good enough. But now, you start to see them differently. Mistakes become feedback. They show you where you need to improve. They guide your revision. They help you refine your understanding. Instead of avoiding them, you begin to use them. This creates a growth mindset, a way of thinking where improvement becomes the focus, not perfection. And this mindset is powerful because it keeps you moving forward. There is also something deeper happening beneath all of this. You are building trust in yourself. Every time you sit down to study on time, you prove to yourself that you can act with discipline. Every time you complete a target, you prove that you can follow through. Every time you revise, you prove that you care about your learning. These small proofs build self-belief, and self-belief changes everything. It affects how you approach challenges, it affects how you see your future, it affects the level of effort you are willing to give. At some point, you will notice that studying no longer feels like a burden. It may still be challenging, but it feels meaningful. You understand why you are doing it. You see the connection between your effort and your results. This is when your identity begins to change. You no longer see yourself as someone who struggles to study. You begin to see yourself as someone who takes their work seriously, someone who shows up consistently, someone who is improving. And identity is powerful because once you see yourself in a certain way, your actions begin to align with it. You naturally behave in ways that support that identity. This is how transformation happens. Not through one big decision, but through many small actions that slowly reshape how you think and act. As time passes, the gap between you and others who are not consistent begins to grow. Not because you are doing something extraordinary, but because you are doing simple things regularly. While others delay, you start. While others switch sources, you stay focused. While others forget, you revise. These differences may seem small in a single day, but over weeks and months, they become significant. There will come a moment when you look back and realize how far you have come, not just in marks or performance, but in your mindset, in your habits, in your confidence. You will realize that you are no longer the same person who used to feel lost or unsure. You have built a system. You have built discipline. You have built clarity. And this realization is powerful because it shows you that change is possible, that growth is real, that your effort matters. From that point forward, your journey becomes different. You are no longer just studying for exams. You are building skills that will help you in every area of life. The ability to focus, the ability to prioritize, the ability to stay consistent, the ability to learn deeply. These are not just academic skills, they are life skills. So now, the question is simple. What will you do next? You can go back to old habits. You can continue delaying, switching, avoiding, and forgetting. Or you can take this understanding seriously, not perfectly, but honestly. Start with one small target. Sit down at a fixed time, focus for a short period, revise what you studied, write a few notes, do it again tomorrow. That is all it takes to begin. You do not need to change everything at once. You just need to start differently and then continue. Because in the end, success is not built in the exam hall. It is built in your daily routine, in the quiet decisions you make again and again. And if you stay consistent, one day you will not need to call yourself average anymore. You will already know that you have become something more.